from Cedar Springs, Michigan, number 21, Grace Carlson. And at center, a 6'2" from Fairgrove, Missouri, number 24, Cameron Green. Pioneers are led by head coach John Lewis. He is assisted by Alexis McAfee and Drew Beecroft. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to tonight's starters for your Central Methodist Eagles. Back guard, a 5', 5-inch freshman from Columbia, Missouri, number 1, Taylor Robinson. Back guard, a 5'9" sophomore from Columbia, Missouri, number 4, MidAmerica, Washington. At guard, a 5'9" freshman from Houston, England, number 14, Alina. Senior, number 23, and forward, a 6' grad senior from Washington, Missouri, number 25, Caitlin Hopkins. Here he goes, led by head coach Dustin Young. He's assisted by Jeremy Lang, AJ Weems, Tristan Porter, and Alana Crumley. Good luck to both squads.
We welcome you into Fayette, Missouri at Central Methodist University as the Eagles looking to snap a 3-game losing streak against MidAmerica Nazarene. My name is Jeffrey Calhoun here with my partner for the evening, Aaron Mosier, as we get ready to get underway for this doubleheader. A huge matchup here in the HAAC, and we are quickly underway as Central Methodist gets the tip-off. Taylor Robinson gets it out to Patke. Pushing up. And Nautica Washington gets the early bucket just 15 seconds in.
They run that dribble drive set. Find a lane for Nautica Washington to turn the corner. As you mentioned, CMU did not fare well against Mid-Am last year, the defending Hart champs. Got all the first place votes this year, and that's because they pretty much returned all of their major contributors from a year ago.
Would be a massive upset if they can get this one, and a huge breakaway here. And Gerke gets the lead extended 4-0 now. MidAmerica Nazarene in a hole early. And out of bounds, and just 44 seconds in, all of the momentum is with the Eagles.
Mid-Am's not coming off of one of their better performances. Allowed Concordia to really shoot the lights out against them. That's a good start for Mary Lukert to drop one in.
Yeah, that'll really, really help. Cut the lead down to 1. Bringing it in quickly is Robinson. Robinson passes, immediately gets it back. Trying to get around. Thought about a 3 there is Gerke. And gets it a quick fadeaway there for Patke. That bounces out. Pioneers get it back. Pioneers looking to move with some speed. Deep in the post, trying to get around is Green. Now they got some rhythm to it. Gets up and almost turned over. Pioneers keep possession. Wide open 3 here. And airballs that one. And Eagles will take over.
Like the ability for CMU to hang tough through all of that possession, a long possession.
Robinson will slow the pace down a little bit. Still a 1-point game. Throws right. Trying to match the style of the Pioneers, going up quickly. That bounces around. And Nautica Washington gets her 4th points of the game, 6-3. Good defense here. Bats around, almost out of bounds. And we'll stay with the Pioneers.
You have to love the energy if you're Dustin Young with their squad, finding ways to slither into the paint if you're Nautica Washington on the defensive end, really hanging tough.
Strong defense here, bats around and goes straight back to Taylor Robinson. She's been the game commander so far. She gets it back on the right side, and a foul.
I think they got Robinson for a carry.
You see that sometimes with those behind-the-back dribbles. Memory of a goldfish. Wash it off and keep this lead going.
CMU can take care of the basketball. They might have an opportunity to force some turnovers. That was a real struggle for Mid-Am against Concordia.
A lot of thinking about threes, but not going for any. They'll go up in the post. That bounces around. And we'll see who touched it last. And it will be the Eagles. Gets the inbound in cleanly to Green. Green covered heavily, kicks out, past the rings, and that one bounces down. And that one will go to the Eagles.
And CMU winning the hustle battle right now. Winning the 50-50 balls for the most part. They've got to deal with the size of Mid-Am, and that's what overwhelmed them in their matchups last year.
And kicking it out to Robinson. She goes up for that one. And the pace slowing substantially as that one falls out. 3 minutes in, 9 combined points. And that one's going to be touched, looks like, by Patke. As Audrey Rogers will be the one to inbound once again. And a whistle blown before it even gets caught.
It's a big moment here for Maisie Williams checking into the game for Alina Riley, a freshman who you love her athleticism and her speed, but can she play under control in a game like this?
Rogers gets it in cleanly. She gets the ball back wide open, look for the three, and airmails that one. Pioneers get the rebound, though. Up in the post is Green. They're going to call a travel, though.
Correct myself, Maisie Williams in her first year here at CMU, but junior officially after a couple of JUCO years at Johnson County. But hoping to see really her veteran ability to increase. And I don't know if that's going to be the look here for Robinson. Zaylee Worth, 6 foot tall. She can really be an enforcer inside. Her and Cameron Green, both 6 foot tall, and that's going to be tall trees to try to get the ball through.
Yeah, Worth, the best defense player on the team, leads the team in blocks, steals, and rebounds. She's a force to be reckoned with, especially with that height. Kick outside there. That one bounces off for Nautica Washington, but recovered quickly there. Williams was able to save that one. Robinson making a few moves. And a quick kick out to Gerke, goes up, and a whole lot of nothing. What started as a very fast-paced game has slowed down substantially. 4 minutes in, just 9 combined points. But Cameron Green going to end that one, a 1-point game. And a quick swing out, fade away, and nothing going. A Pioneer hits the deck, and that one's going to fly out of bounds. Eagles will get that one. They have yet to concede the lead, but a 6-5 game.
Going in, you would think it's going to be tough sledding on the offensive end. MidAmerica allowing just 54 points a game. Opponents only shooting 32% from deep, but CMU has been able to gain a few open looks. Taylor Robinson, Nautica Washington just haven't been able to convert, but they're going to have to hang their hat on the defensive end. They've got to limit Mid-Am to keep this game close.
And that's going to be a foul right there, but MidAmerica Nazarene, a very polarizing team, started the season on a 3-game win streak, including a pretty decisive win over Dakota Wesleyan, ranked 9th in the country, beat them by 23 points, and then went on the road to Concordia as we get tied up here by Grace Carlson on the free throws. went up to Concordia and got completely diced up there. Lost by 27. And sinks the second. First lead of the day for the Pioneers. A new commander up the... And hits the deck there as Nautica Washington. So they'll reset. Struggling to find a rebound. Finds Patke. Passes it over to Tybert. They got to get something going. They got 5 seconds on this shot clock. Washington passes to nobody.
May have been poked as well, but I think at the end of the day, Washington unable to connect with their intended target. And after a really nice start for CMU on the offensive end with Washington's ability to knife to the rim, it's really been cold.
And a battle in the post again. And the 3-on-1 battle is won by Cameron Green.
And that's where Caitlin Patke has to have one of her best defensive performances of the year. You have to find somebody who can provide some defensive toughness inside.
Rolling around. Kicks it outside to Tybert. Patke looking to make a decision, and ball hits the deck. Looks like it could have been potentially a kick on Cameron Green, but they won't call it. And they'll make a few substitutions. Aaron, at the beginning, this was really dominated by Central Methodist, though slow. Up 6-3, weren't letting MidAmerica Nazarene really get anything. What have you seen change?
I think Mid-Am has found an advantage with their interior strength and their height, making it very difficult for CMU to drive the lane and find high percentage looks. And then they're using that height on the other end with Cameron Green. Mary Luker dropped in that 3, and that's been a difference in this game as well. But CMU just got to continue to hang your hat on your defensive toughness, and you got to battle for the rebounds. You got to make this rebounding margin, I'd say, within 5 for the majority of this game. You know, that's where they've really been dominated in that Columbia game. The rebounding margin got out of hand for them. And that's just going to allow the opponent to have so many more extra looks. One, you're not going to be having the offensive rebounding advantage. So you're not going to get second chance points yourself, but then if you allow the opponent to really get on the glass, that's going to automatically give them some extra opportunities.
We'll see what they can do. A strong inbound to Robinson. Kicks right side. And a long 3. Beats the shot clock but doesn't get the points. They get the ball back though. Now movement was much more pace. Turnover though. Green back in the post. A lot of run around results in a whole lot of nothing. Taylor Robinson. She'll try to find an open look. Gets left side, a nice spin move. Riley gets it back over to Gerke. Gerke slows the pace. They got 8 seconds to make something move. And another turnover. The defense for the Pioneers continues to step up. Luker with a lane, draws the foul.
Turnovers in a sequence for both sides. When Mid-Am had the ball, it was Grayson Gentile who was looking for a teammate, but Grace Carlson did not turn around, and there really was an opportunity to find her. And then on the other end, CMU trying to work the possession, get an offensive rebound.
Luker misses that first one. And bounces around the second one. 10-6. Robinson hits right side to Riley. Gets it right back. Good defense by the Pioneers. And they get the turnover. Great awareness there. But misses that pass. Manthe can't haul it in.
Yeah, this is a backcourt for Mid-Am that just flies around with Lukert and Aubrey Rogers. Opponents are averaging 19 turnovers a game against Mid-Am, and there's a big reason for that.
A 7-0 run for the Pioneers. Got to snap it. A good pass, goes up in the post and misses that one. Patke couldn't feed it. Long football pass, goes up, goes in, and a great shot for Grace Carlson. A wide receiver right where she needed to be.
Mid-Am doing a great job of running the floor. And with so much of returning production from last year and just how this team plays, the defending Hart champs, they share the ball extremely well.
And a glass cover over that hoop for the moment. A scrum for the ball, could have been a jump ball, and they finally snapped the streak there.
Great hustle between Asnate Gerke and Williams Patke on the other end, sticking with the basketball. But there, in that zone defense, you have to be careful where your eyes are. And you allow Mackenzie Manthe to just find a little bit of an open space on the baseline.
And now both teams starting to heat up. 2 minutes left to go in this first quarter. Gerke goes up, Gerke gets it.
For CMU, you have to start rewarding great effort on the offensive end with some stops to help even things out. But overall, you have to like where you're at. It's a 4-point ball game at the moment.
That one bounces around and falls right into the hands of an Eagle. Gerke trying to slip away from Grace Carlson. Can't shake her. Shakes her there. Gets up, gets it in.
One of the best games all year for Gerke. She's mostly been plug and play for defense, but showing some offense in 2 straight possessions.
A strong rebound there for Manthe, but can't haul it in.
I can't believe she was unable to finish. CMU stuck with the rebound, though, and that's kind of been the effort in this first quarter against a ranked opponent, number 12 in the country. Even if you don't get the first ball, you stick with it long enough, you can get the second or third.
And another turnover there. Another football pass. Can't Gerke catch up to her? Gets the foul, but ultimately may be better than allowing the bucket.
That's got to be the message here for Justin Young with his team for the rest of this game. Got to make sure you hustle back. You have to turn it and find the basket first. Got to protect the basket, then find the ball. That's the fundamentals of any fast break defense.
And first one falls. Hits that second one. Back to a 4-point game. Robinson slows the pace. About an 8-second differential between the play clock and the game clock. Almost a steal there, and a long 3 attempt. Sinks that one, no problem. Nautica Washington, a 1-point game. Shot clock is off.
Big time 3 for Washington, who's started to find her touch a bit. Be careful.
Yeah.
Shirley Robinson, the Pioneers now in the bonus. You got to make sure you box out if there's a miss on the free throw. You'll have the last opportunity of the quarter if you can close out a miss with the rebound.
Rogers misses the first.
Mid-Am's not an exceptional free throw shooting team, so could be an area where CMU finds an edge.
Below 70% on the season. They go 1 for 2 there. 10.6 on the clock. Shot clock is off, a chance to tie, and maybe, just maybe, a chance to take the lead. Robinson rolls, 3 seconds. They got to get something off. Patkey takes a long shot and just barely misses that one. 17-15 at the end of this first quarter. You said MidAmerica Nazarene's ranked number 12. And we bring you back into the second quarter of Central Methodist women's basketball. Started on a hot streak, up 6-3, then allowed a huge run by the Pioneers, but now just down by 2.
And you have to like the first quarter of play for CMU, but now you have to continue that as the game goes along. This is a progression moment for this program under Dustin Young. Seen some improvements over the last couple of weeks. Starts to put together against a top 15 team like this. You know, Mid-Am has come out a bit sloppy, missing some bunnies, and they've had some of their own turnovers as well.
It's really just a matter of who's capitalizing more on the other team's mistakes. Both playing a little bit sloppy, but again, Eagles keep it within 1 possession. Slowing down substantially. Williams pressing in, and that one gets partially blocked at the hoop.
Still love the aggressiveness from CMU, and that's exactly why you bring in somebody like Mason Williams to provide a little bit of that edge. I mean, Mid-Am at this point shooting 38.5% from the field with 7 turnovers.
Yeah, and they're going to call a foul there.
Going to get turnover for Williams. That's her 6th, the 6th of the game for CMU. But, you know, I think the Eagles are going to have an opportunity to force some mistakes from Mid-Am. You know, we talked about the turnover issue against Concordia. 22 of them as a team, and Aubrey Rogers has 8 of them just by herself.
And the Eagles trying to make something happen here. And they go up and they draw the foul, tying the game there. And now a chance to cut back in front. And misses that one. Trying to get the rebound. It will stay with the Pioneers, though.
Really, Asnate Gerke has been the difference for CMU with 10 points today, 5 of 7 from the field. See her picking up full court, just providing that spark of energy, that lift that the Eagles can feed off of as they run this zone defense.
And a long 3 there, and absolutely nothing but net there. Grace Carlson, welcome to Fayette, Missouri. (20-17). They'll take a 3 of their own. That one bounces around. Nobody there to rebound. Zaylee Worth gets that one. Takes her time. Hits left, Grace Carlson. Will they go for 3 again? They'll think about it a bit longer. Battle in the post. Worth can't get that one corralled. And they'll call another foul on the Pioneers.
Well, I think they got the foul off ball on CMU. They get Patke and Washington back into the game. That foul went on KJ, her first personal. That's how you defeat a zone defense. You're able to shoot past it, and that's what Carlson can do.
Worth kicks it outside. Rogers, long three, and drains that one. And 2 straight huge threes for the Pioneers.
And they heat up. This zone defense will be in trouble. It's just so hard to rotate fast enough.
Robinson trying to slice into that lead. Kicks it outside to the right. They got 8 seconds to get something moving. Running out of time. Got to step up. And they run the clock out.
So difficult to get dribble penetration against this Mid-Am defense. I imagine they may find a way to get a post feed at some point to help shake things up and move the defense.
And another good post hit there by Green, but can't send it home. Stays a 6-point game. And left all alone there was Nautica Washington. She had no help, but they get it right back. A foul and the bucket. A chance to cut it back within 1 score.
Again, it's Gerke and Patke. Their effort and intensity has been fully present for this game. And I imagine for Dustin Young, this won't be a long trip to the bench for Gerke. She has been too valuable in this game on both ends. She helps to award CMU an extra possession. And they're just hanging around in this game. Got to find a breakthrough moment with so many mistakes by Mid-Am, missing so many bunnies inside the lane.
Mid-Am can't really get anything going. The travel, though, saves them from going down 5. Robinson, she'll roll up the middle this time. Takes her time with it. Quick bounce pass over to Johnson. And a bounce pass back. Really utilizing that play right now. Running down that shot clock again. Washington, she'll go up for it. And misses, gets her own rebound. And airmails the second attempt. Eagles defense really got to step up here. Carlson gets it in. Can Green capitalize this time? She can.
That was impressive footwork. CMU sends the double. She's able to corral herself, split through the double team to the other side and make the reverse layup. That is not something easy to do.
Robinson thought about the 3, keeps thinking about it, goes inside instead, and a whistle.
And as I mentioned, it's not going to be a long trip for Gerke on the bench. I mean, she sat down for about 30 seconds to a minute of game time and right back in there. You like the effort by Robinson on that last play, using the dribble drive to draw a foul, and that's where you can start to find something to pierce the defense, start to build some foul trouble on the other side.
Patke hits back. And Gerke, a nice swing. Robinson gets it, and a scrum for the ball. And It'll stay with the Eagles.
4 on the shot clock. This has to be something quick.
Robinson, she's got to move. She's out of time. I don't think she saw that shot clock, Aaron.
No, and that's unfortunately been an issue that has plagued CMU this year. Not enough attention to the shot clock. Man, that play is lined up for Washington to get it off the pass, off the entry pass. That's a shot you just kind of have to put up. You don't really have too many opportunities or too many choices or options at the end of the day when you only have 4 seconds on the shot clock.
Spreading the ball around real well. A good post play, gets her own rebound, misses the second attempt, gets a third, misses the third attempt, try to get a fourth. A quick jumper, misses the fourth attempt. And it'll go the way of the Eagles after 4 attempts at that ball.
Just a wild possession there for Mid-Am as we hit the under 5 timeout. So many second chance opportunities, but the Pioneers have had a rough go of it of trying to make them at the rim.
We'll send it to a quick break. You are watching Central Methodist versus MidAmerica Nazarene women's basketball.
He's for 45, cuts across midfield, up the right sideline, stumbles, breaks the tackle, he's to the 20, to the 10, he is taking it into the end zone for a touchdown. Bill caught down the line, and it's a line drive right down the line, running catch by Jolly. He'll find Henry, turns, shoots, hits it from the corner, the fading three.
And we are back here, 4:35 left to go in this first half. You got to be happy with the performance so far from the Eagles, but moral victories aren't going to get you in the win column. Down 25-20 in this first half. Under 5 to play.
Both sides have had their struggles on the offensive end, both shooting below 40% from the field. CMU has to take advantage of the sluggishness here for Mid-Am on the road and their inability to capitalize inside.
A long three here. That one drains perfectly. KJ, her first points of the game, coming at a huge time.
She started to find her touch again against Crowley's Ridge earlier this week. Big time three made.
Another wide open shot for the Pioneers, and it just absolutely drains that one as Cranmer trading threes.
Yeah, Mid-Am does such a good job of skipping the ball across the floor, making the defense move from left to right.
And another long three. That one misses, though, right into the hands of a blue jersey. A long pass by Luckert. Now the pace is slow with 5-point game. Thought about it. Gets it in. Knocked away. Manthe gets it back. A scrum for it. Now a long three. And they're just raining here.
And you knew from Mid-Am that the cold spell would not last forever. They're too good of a shooting team. CMU had the one answer with KJ. They're going to need a lot more in this game.
Now down 8. And going up for it, gets that one. And now back to a 2-point contest, 31-25.
Two-player game between Gerke and Packey has been really fun to watch here tonight. Beautiful post-entry pass.
And a great post-entry there. A strong rebound. But might be hands to the face there.
Mid-Am just continues to pierce through this zone, and they run the backside cut. It's the backside defender, and they're just able to fire in a pass right on time as their post player flashes. And they're just cutting in front right now, the backside defender, and CMU's gonna have to do a better job of anticipating that. denying that entry and keeping Mid-Am out of the paint.
That post play's been dangerous. And bounces around, misses the first free throw. That's really been the one big weakness so far. Drops that one in the bucket. 32-25. 2:43 left in this first stanza. Fanning's got a shot now. Kicks it back out. A battle for the ball. 13 seconds. Got to go up for it. Fanning goes up for that one. And Pioneers get the rebound.
It's really tough for CMU to find something within 10 feet of the basket. Mid-Am uses their length so well to fill up those passing lanes. Eagles have to be careful right now to keep this momentum in check, down by 7. Can't allow Mid-Am to run away at any point.
Pioneers doing a really good job getting open, just trying to find a shot they like, and they really like that one, Cameron Green.
Look, and with a pass that picture perfect, it's hard to say what kind of defense you can play. I mean, that was a perfectly placed ball. And Green is just so tall, it's difficult to match up against her.
And Tybert came in as that game commander. A long football pass for the Pioneers, going up, going in there, Mary Luckert. And a timeout is going to get called.
Dustin Young needs some answers right now. They got to stop the bleeding.
Yeah, the largest lead of the night for either team, 36-25. If you're Dustin Young, what are you telling your players in this huddle?
I think he's leaning into them a little bit there, but they also just need to take a moment to calm down. They got to get back to what was working in the first quarter, and that was their hustle, winning the 50-50 balls, and not turning it over as well. Because if you turn it over, Mid-Am is perfectly capable of completely reversing it into their hand as the points. They're just so fast down the floor. The outlet passes are always on point. The passing has really been tremendous for Mid-Am today. They're already up to 11 assists, and we're not even to the halftime break yet. So this is a group that plays so well together. There's a reason why they're number 12 in the nation. Everybody picked them to win the Hart Conference again. That's because all the experience, the size they have together, and the way they play so synergistically. And CMU just has to find some answers on the offensive end to find something within 10 feet.
80 seconds on the game clock. Really want to be down to single digits going into the half to feel comfortable. Shot clock a problem and a turnover there. Zaylee Worth. No need to rush. Trying to get inside that post again. Swings outside. Almost misses that one as Rogers. Rogers, another football pass. And that one hits the deck. A lane for the Eagles and a chance to get something big and a turnover instead. Great track down by Cameron Green.
Saved that possession. It was an errant pass. Great hustle to get back on the other end.
And a long three by Rogers, misses that one.
Great box out by Fanning. No 2 for 1 at this point, so CMU just needs to try to hold for a high percentage shot.
And bounces out.
That's easier said than done. That's for certain.
Central Methodist will make some substitutions. 8.3 second differential between the game and the shot clock.
I think this has to be a moment you run a set for Alina Riley to get a 3. That's going to be your best chance at stemming the bleeding and building a bit of momentum going into the half.
Williams trying to find a good inbound, struggling to get it. Taylor Robinson is there. No need to hurry. And a long pass. Sends it over to KJ. She's got 7 seconds, goes up, bounces around, fight for the ball, and the Pioneers get it.
It's a good skip pass. I like the idea. You've seen Mid-Am use it very much to their benefit. It's just there was no movement after that. Everybody, that's kind of the end of the set. Nobody else really moved. Decent move by KJ. Nobody else really crashes the glass. It's got to be a full, complete team effort today to pull a massive upset against Mid-Am.
And first free throw goes through. Zaylee finally gets her first points of the game. She's been held very much in check. She gets her second points. 37-25. They got 8 seconds to do something. A long pass. 5 on the clock. Can they get the final shot? And that one misses, goes out. 38-25 going into this half here. Felt close for most of it, but now the Pioneers really start to pull away. Aaron, talk me through what you're seeing from this booth.
See, they're 5 of 10 from distance, and they're out rebounding the Eagles by a touchdown, 7 rebound advantage, and 11 assists. You know, it's just such a balanced scoring effort here. Lukert and Green both with 8, Rogers and Carlson both with 7. And that's really been the Pioneers' identity this year. Nobody has more than about 10 points a game, so they're not relying on one piece. It's such a chemistry and full team effort, and that's exactly, again, what I had mentioned earlier, what CMU is going to have out of the halftime break. They're going to have to knock down some shots, too. There's no question about it. You're going to have to find a way to shoot outside of this zone defense, and I look at Alina Riley as your best candidate to do that.
Completely agree. We watched the men's teams for both these universities start to warm up, as that game will be here right after we are done with the women's contest. But we got about 14 minutes here until the second half starts between MidAmerica Nazarene and Central Methodist University. 38-25, the number 12 team in the country leads. You are watching Central Methodist women's basketball.
Welcome to the Heart of America Athletic Conference, where innovation meets tradition. Here, growth is not just measured in victories, but in the development of character and sportsmanship. Our student athletes compete at a championship level, pushing their limits every day. The Heart is committed to an uncommon student-athlete experience that features some of the premier athletic programs in the NAIA. Our commitment to excellence goes beyond athletics, establishing a community of support and mentorship. But what truly sets us apart is the heart with which we play. Join us and experience the passion, the drive, and the spirit of champions. That passion and commitment extends off the playing field and into graduation. The Heart of America Athletic Conference, champions in competition, leaders in life.
40 seconds until we are underway in this second half between MidAmerica Nazarene and Central Methodist. The Eagles trailing by 13 going into the half against the number 12 team in the country. Central Methodist definitely shown signs of life. Asanate Gerke already at 10 points. She's got 3 rebounds, 3 assists. So potential double-double watch, but again, down 13 points. What do you want to see from these two teams, Aaron?
Again, like I mentioned at the end of the first half, the Eagles have to find some shooters. If you're not going to be able to get dribble penetration, you have to shoot your way out of a zone, and that's exactly what Mid-Am has been able to do. 5-10 from distance. They got to limit the second chance opportunities. 7 offensive rebounds for Mid-Am. But, you know, I just think you got to find that spark of energy you had in that first quarter. Kept it close. You've kind of been fortunate, too, with Mid-Am's inability to be high percentage in the lane, and that changed a bit, and so that's where CNU has fallen behind. So got to do a better job of protecting the paint first and foremost.
20 minutes and a turnover immediately, and a chance to draw first blood in this second half. Washington rolling around. Didn't like the shot in the post. They got time. Gets it to Patke. Almost a turnover, and it will be a turnover. Trading off turnovers in these first possessions as Green kicks it back. And no need to move with hurry. .13 on the shot clock. Goes up, goes in, and Zaylee Worth gets her first field goal of the night. Robinson trying to cut back into this lead. Riley gets it again. Fighting, and can't get that one in for Patke.
I like the step-through move, and you like the way she played defense on the first possession. The CMU has to find a way to deny the early entry passes in the post.
Goes up and in, and Zaylee Worth finally getting back into it. Robinson moving with some serious speed. That one rims off a rebound, but stripped away there by Audrey Rogers.
You're going to foul on Mid-Am, and so CMU will keep possession. Foul on Rogers, her second personal. That was a really impressive finish by Zaylee Worth. Through a bit of contact, kept her balance. A couple of nice buckets in a row for her. As you mentioned, had a quiet first half, but starting to put her mark on this game.
Patke gets a nice long inbound as Gerke goes up for it and just misses the pass, but a whistle blown against the Pioneers.
Yeah, it really wasn't a bad pass necessarily. It was Patke being fouled. Unable to get her arms up to get to the ball. Yeah, and that's another point I made in the first half. Start to get Mid-Am in foul trouble, one that slows down the game, allows you to set your defense.
And a poor inbound by Nautica Washington. Gets it to Cameron Green. Carlson goes up, goes in.
Mid-Am has fully found their rhythm on the road.
Remembering once again who they are. Down 19 points now are the Eagles, still looking for their first points of this half. And rolls around and in there is Asanate Gerke.
Credit her for keeping her balance, even with a falling defender. Able to not stumble and has a nice finish.
And Green answers right back.
Such a smart entry pass. She waited for Washington to clear the area. That opened up the room. And Mid-Am, they just play so well with each other. Seems like they always have great timing on their sets. Just well executed under head coach John Lewis.
And a long three there for Washington. Rims out on the ground, but it stays with the Pioneers. And battling around again, Worth gets it out on the right side. And playing a fantastic game of keep away. Another football pass, another long three. Another miss, but another rebound goes up, goes in. And Grace Carlson sinks that one. And a timeout called by Central Methodist. Now a 21-point contest. what was close for most of the first half, now just about doubling up for the Pioneers. Coming back in from that timeout. 6:51 left to go in this third quarter, and it has been all Nazarene so far. Only 2 points for the Eagles, and now a 21-point lead. A number of substitutions coming in. Tybert will come in as that game commander. Alina Riley also makes her way onto the hardwood. Tybert swings it out. And a long three. Absolutely drained there, Alina Riley. Her first points of the game are absolutely massive.
The degree of difficulty on that rainbow three cannot be overstated. What a shot.
You're going to need a lot more of those if you want to pull this comeback. And just a quick step back two, falls out. Eagles get the ball back.
Got to pair shots like that with some stops, and then you can really start to dream.
Does Riley have it again? She'll step back, passes it, but picked off by Cam Green.
A great adjustment by Mid-Am on defense. They run her off the three-point line and force a mistake.
A long pass, great post defense, but leaves the three wide open. Misses that one and falls out. No harm, no foul for the Eagles. Tybert hugs that right sideline. And a pass, tried to get it over to Patke, but she wasn't looking. Patke sees it this time. Pushing in. Trying to figure out what to do. Almost a backcourt violation, but Riley gets it back. She may have to go with another long three. That one flies out of bounds off the hands of Patke.
Yeah, that set was never in the right rhythm from the very beginning. A little offset on the first pass to initiate it. A little out of timing, and then, you know, another pass sends Riley almost back to the timeline and just never really hit the ignition switch.
Didn't work out the way they wanted. 5 minutes left to go in this third quarter. A fast-paced game, just about an hour of real time in. Green knocks a woman over, goes up, gets the points. And now a 20-point lead.
I've been very impressed with Cameron Green today and really all the front court members from Mid-Am. They are so strong, physical, tall. So difficult to deal with, and everybody in the Hart Conference will have to face them all again throughout this year.
Running out of time, shot clock winding, and a whistle. That may have saved the Eagles there. And another foul. We'll go to the under 5 timeout. You're watching Central Methodist Women's Basketball.
For the the 45, cuts across midfield, up the right sideline, stumbles, breaks the tackle. He's to the 20, to the 10. He is taking it into the end zone for a touchdown. Field caught down the line, and it's in a line drive right down the line. Running catch by Jolly. Field finds Henry, turns, shoots, hits it from the corner. The fading three.
And we bring you back in here. 4 minutes, 27 seconds left to go in this quarter. 50-30 here. Need something crazy with the pace that the Pioneers are running with to win this game for the Eagles. Eagles trying to protect home court here.
Dustin Young knew this would be one of the biggest, most difficult games on the schedule all year long. Thankfully, it will lighten up a bit and to face William Penn and Park in back-to-back weeks, back-to-back games, I should say.
The scrum for the ball is Green, passes it off to Rogers. Another battle for it. Rogers keeps the handle. Fantastic ball control there. Worth a bad pass, a rare mistake there.
Look, and I think John Lewis knows his team has not played a perfect game, that's for sure. I mean, that first quarter was tightly contested, and a lot of that was because Mid-Am kept missing bunnies, and as we mentioned all night long, they've had their own fair share amount of turnovers, and that was their 12th.
Now what you want to see is the number 12 team in the country. And a great spin move there, and a long shot there. Does not fall for Fanning.
Not a bad look for Fanning, just couldn't knock it down. But this is, first road trip as far as a conference road trip for Mid-Am. There's still an adjustment and ramping up to speed for this group, even with the top 25 games they've already played this year.
Back and forth they go. Running out of time, though, and just a wild shot goes up and stolen away by the Eagles. Gerke moving with some serious speed, passes it out. And slow in the pace is Tybert. Tybert steps back. Tybert rolling in, trying to get around in the post. She takes it herself, and she gets it herself.
Great recognition from Tybert. Cranmer was denying any sort of outlet pass out of the post. And Tybert just kind of spins around and is like, hey, nobody's guarding me from the front. I can just find a room to the bucket.
And Green, a great look in the post, and she gets that one right back. Leads back to 20.
Yeah, Mid-Am just continues to put on exhibition of how to move the defense from side to side with perimeter passing. You open up the entry pass into the post, and that's been pretty easy for the Pioneers to convert in the second half. It's really been beautiful to watch. And Cameron Green now up to 14 points, 7 of 10 from the field. And you look at another one of their front court members, Zaylee Worth, 6 points. You'd say that's a quiet night offensively, but she had 10 rebounds. So everybody is putting their contribution into the bucket for Mid-Am, and a reason why they're up by 20.
Struggle to find an inbound. Finally gets Patke open and hands it right back to Mason Williams. Eagles cannot cut past this 20 points. And the shot clock is being chanted out again. They're running out of time. A scrum for the ball, a jump. And we'll go to the Pioneers.
I think they got at the possession arrow in favor of CMU. So 3 seconds on the shot clock to get a heave up.
See what they can do. Trying to prevent another shot clock violation. And batted away, stolen away. A runaway for Zaylee Worth and knocked out of bounds at the last second by Mason Williams.
A great hustle to get back by Williams. You love to see that, you know, with a Dustin Young coach team, they will never quit.
Pioneers keep possession. They go up. Zaylee Worth misses that one. That rims around and falls out, but she draws the foul.
I think what CMU is still trying to find an identity as far as somebody that you can always go back to, you know, in a game like this where you're struggling to find open looks, somebody that can be a playmaker and create. I think Mid-Am has a bit of that, and they're able to use their front court to their advantage. I think there's a lot of candidates for CMU. I've really hit on Nautica Washington for, you know, almost 2 seasons now. I feel like she certainly has that potential, but when she's off the floor, that really opens the door for anybody else to step up to be a creative playmaker.
Trying to find some space and just can't seem to get it, and that goes out of bounds.
Mid-Am just does such a good job of funneling any drive into straight into the baseline to add a defender, towards the corners, the sideline, just closing off the floor, condensing it, constricting it.
Pioneers will slow the pace. No need to go fast here. Worth gets it right up in the post, swings it out. A long 3 attempt for Rogers, goes out. A rebound by Worth, though. And another shot for Lukert, goes out. They're trying to ice this thing out. Lukert swings back, Rogers. Up in the post is Worth. Can she get past? She gets up, bounces out. Battle for it. Eagles get it. Robinson gets it right back. Williams, awkward pass to Robinson. Thought about the 3, goes up instead, and hits the 2.
I continue to think that Taylor Robinson could take on a bigger role as far as being a playmaker as well. She excelled at that at Battle. It wasn't even fully reliant on her being the main scorer, even though she was. She did a great job of distributing to her teammates. So I think Nautica Washington, Taylor Robinson, top candidates to be playmakers for CMU on the offensive end.
Pioneers will look to hold for the last shot, or maybe go for it anyways. And draining that one there is Grace Carlson. And the clock will run out, 56-34. One more 10-minute period to do something crazy. See what the Eagles come up with. You are watching Central Methodist Women's Basketball.
Welcome to the Heart of America Athletic Conference, where innovation meets tradition. Here, growth is not just measured in victories, but in the development of character and sportsmanship. Our student athletes compete at a championship level, pushing their limits every day. The Heart is committed to an uncommon student athlete experience that features some of the premier athletic programs in the NAIA. Our commitment to excellence goes beyond athletics, establishing a community of support and mentorship. But what truly sets us apart is the heart with which we play. Join us and experience the passion, the drive, and the spirit of champions. That passion and commitment extends off the playing field and into graduation. The Heart of America Athletic Conference, champions in competition, leaders in life.
And we bring you back in here, 10 minutes left. And what was a relatively close first half has been run away by the Pioneers. 56-34 now. If you're Coach Young, what do you really want here? What do you really want to talk about here? What's your goal in these last 10 minutes?
Just keeping the fight, and defensively, have to do a better job of seeing ball. And man, as soon as that ball is swung around to the other side by Mid-Am, Everybody is turning their heads, and that's what's in the first half allowed Mid-Am to find a backside cutter to flash in front of the far back end defender and find entry passes into the lane. And now they're finding open looks from the outside with just some quick perimeter passing around the horn, and they're really converting.
And Pioneers still moving with pace, still getting rebounds, and a great block by Taylor Robinson. She got up on that one. The 5'5" freshman got herself a smackdown. A long pass. And a wide open look. And rolls around and goes out. But they get their own board once again. Now a 3 attempt for Lukert, and she'll get that one.
Story of the night for Mid-Am. Second chance opportunity, offensive rebound. Swing it around the perimeter, open 3, knock it down.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Washington gets it up and misses that one. And a turnover there.
Heck of a play by Washington to sail in, knock it away.
And a long 3 now. Bounces out, taken over by the Pioneers. Slowing the pace. Rogers lets her women get in front of her. Rogers rolls, gets it to Cameron Green. Green going inside the post. Or at least doing her best to get there. Rogers back inside.
More of an exhibition of post footwork by Cameron Green. Simple, no extra movements, quick drop step. Use the shoulders to find some space. Green up to 16 points, and she's only missed 3 shots all night. Zaley Worth up to 13 rebounds as well. So just that front court duo will be hard to face all year long.
And a long 3, nothing but net for Patke.
That could really open up the floor. Patke has shown some ability to knock that down. If she improves on that as the season wears on, that could really space the floor for everybody else.
Robinson will bring it back. Thinking about the 3 for Washington, steps up in the post, misses the 2. And once again, just playing around the horn. A 24-point lead and a chance to cut it now. A whistle there. And a few quick substitutions will be made, 61-37. Central Methodist trying to do anything here. Gets it to Robinson. Robinson passes outside. She'll go inside of the post now, waves around, and a long 3 attempt. Nautica Washington misses that one. Washington went for the interception and just missed that one. Going back inside the post, stolen away. Nautica Washington really starting to turn it on here.
It's like 3 impressive defensive plays, all with help side defense, just anticipating the entry pass the whole way.
Got 12 seconds on the shot clock. Pat Key trying to press, goes up, draws the foul, gets the bucket.
Really nice second half here for Pat Key, now up to 10 points, a chance to make it 11 at the foul line. She's going to be relied upon more and more as the season goes on. I think she's starting to find more of her footing here in an Eagles uniform out of the transfer portal.
And drains the and one. Cranmer hits. She'll get it right back. 6 minutes left to go in this game. And the Pioneers will call a quick timeout. Be back momentarily. You are listening and watching to Central Methodist Basketball.
Coach Young should come up here post-game for an interview.
Okay, sec. $5:53 left to go in this game. Down 21. Would need something crazy here to come back from this one.
If you look at the stat profile, Mid-Am has knocked down, a few threes tonight, but all of the work pretty much has been inside. They've gotten to the foul line because of that, 10 of 14 from the free throw line. CMU just 3 free throw attempts. And I think that's an emphasis for CMU this year because they are such an effective free throw shooting team by percentage. They just have to find themselves more opportunities.
And thought you might get an opportunity there, but going to be a foul on the Eagles.
Part of it, too, is just the second chance points for Mid-Am out-rebounding CMU 34-20. As we had said earlier on, CMU had to keep the rebounding margin within about 5, and that has not been the case.
And struggling with the shot clock here. Misses the basket. And Coach Lewis calling for something. A swing pass out here. Green, another swing pass. Rogers goes up, doesn't get that one.
I love the way Asnate Gerke continues to play defense, hard-nosed, and look at her create a foul on the other end. So she's really been the MVP of CMU today. 12 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Has had to deal with a bit of foul trouble in this second half, but when she has not been on the floor, CMU has certainly missed her effort.
She's definitely been a force to be reckoned with. And a quick inbound to Robinson. And another whistle.
A foul on Mary Lukert, off ball.
And another quick inbound. Same play design as last time. Riley gets it in here to Copeland. Copeland goes up, off the backboard.
Normally, if you can get the ball to Copeland in the post, good things happen. Use a little bit of footwork there, kept the pivot foot down for the spin move to the right hand. Use the window to kiss it in, and you have to like the positives you've seen from Patke and Copeland inside. They've shown them this year. It's just the other little details we've been talking about with CMU that is keeping them out of this game.
And another long 3 attempt. That one rims around, gets nothing. Recovered by the Eagles. A long football pass to Riley. Riley struggles to handle it, gets it to Washington. Inside here. Copeland pressing, pushing, blocked. And a steal by Cameron Green. Swings left. Continuing to play keep away. And up and out. Eagles again here. Gerke rolling. They got to play with some serious pace here. Swings. And that one goes out of bounds and will stay with the Pioneers.
Just great defense there by Aubrey Rogers, and this is such a well-coached defense for Mid-Am. She got beat initially from Gerke, but had enough recovery speed to eventually really squeeze her to the baseline. Again, as we've talked about tonight, they've done a great job using the sideline, the baseline, as an extra defender. And that slowed down the play for Gerke. She wasn't able to get to reverse, and that's not a foul you want to pick up in the backcourt and end your night, because Gerke has been such a force on both ends.
Absolutely not. .356 left to go. And it's really just damage control, it feels like, at this point for the Eagles. And a wide open 3 attempt, draining that one is Lukert. Lukert has been ice cold tonight. A scrum for the ball. Lifts the Pioneer off the ground. And an awkward pass. Looked like she couldn't decide. She was going to go with a pass or a shot attempt.
Yeah, that's been a difficult thing to put together for CMU tonight. All the post-entry passes have been a real inconsistency. I mean, Nautica Washington struggled with it, 7 turnovers herself. That's 5 turnovers for Alina Riley. Those two have tried to initiate the offense inside out, and Mid-Am just use their size, their wingspan, their length to make it incredibly difficult for the Eagles to even begin to run their sets. They just really have not had a plan B to find something else, and this Mid-Am team, again, is just proving over and over again why they're a top 15 team in the nation.
And drains that one to get the lead. Back to 23.
I think this is a hungry team. You go undefeated in the regular season in conference play, win the Hart regular season title, but you fall short against Benedictine, scored us 51 points in the Hart tournament championship game, and then you lose in the first round to Kansas Wesleyan. I think this team knows that their potential is far greater than how they finished the season, and so I think they have a bit of hunger entering this year.
Yeah, fantastic season, but just leaves a bad taste in your mouth to close things out. And a very deep 3 rims out. As with a 24-point lead, Nazarene will seem to just slow it out. And a long 3 attempt drains. Once again, Audrey Rogers. Rogers and Lukert have been a strong 1-2 punch really all day from beyond the arc. 3 for 7 for Rogers, 3 for 8 for Lukert.
That's a great point. And then we've talked about the front court duo of Worth and Cameron Green all night. I mean, those four play so well together, and then you just add in Grace Carlson with sprinkles of her points here and there and her defensive effort as well. And it's just such a brutal 1 through 5 base.
It's, you know, it really shows what this team's ceiling is. I mean, you play, I think, for all intents and purposes, a sloppy night. That first half did not look great. A lot of turnovers, and yet you go on the road and you're up by almost 30 now.
Yeah, this team will have to face Benedictine next. Yeah, it's been a bumpy start for the Ravens, and they'll certainly want some revenge against Benedictine after ending their Hart Tournament championship run. They were picked to finish third in the Hart preseason. The Ravens were. And it should be a really nice matchup in Atchison between these two.
So now 70-42. And under 2 minutes to go. And a steal by the Pioneers. No need to force anything crazy. Play slow or draw a foul. That works too. That first shot goes up and in. And so does the second. 90 seconds left, 30-point differential. And a deep three. Just completely misses, but a quick rebound by Tybert. Swings and another quick three. And that one drains.
And that's one of the silver linings you can take from this game. A couple of threes knocked down by KJ. She knocked down a few against Crowley's Ridge. She can find her mojo and her touch here at the collegiate level. That really opens up her game.
A minute left here. And a fadeaway there for Grayson Gentile. About a 17-point differential between the shot and game clock. And kind of expect Eagles will probably get one more shot here. And they choose a three for that one and airmails it. And the shot clock is off. Pioneers still playing with a little bit of pacing. And they will just hold. 74-45. And MidAmerica Nazarene extends their win streak over the Eagles to 4 now. A 19-point victory and a strong bounce back from their loss against Concordia keeps themselves moving in the Hart.
We'll wait and see if we get Dustin Young up here after the handshake line, but CMU will certainly look for bounce back effort against William Penn. Should be a much more manageable opponent. And as I mentioned before, knew what you were getting into against a number 12 team in the country, the defending Hart champs. Knew it would be a difficult night, and if you didn't bring your A or A+ game, you weren't going to have a chance. And I think CMU at the end of the day brought, you know, a B, maybe even a B+. It just, the margin of error is just not there against a Mid-Am team that's as good as they are and as well coached they are under John Lewis.
You play a team with that much power, that much speed, you're not going to get a whole lot done. But this same matchup will happen here in just under a half hour on the men's side of things. See if the Eagles can leave out of this gym 1-1. Aaron and I will remain on the call for that one.
I think we'll have to wait on Dustin Young. I think we may see him at the half of the men's game like he normally does. So I think that'll wrap us up here for the women's game.
Yeah, that'll do it for us here. We'll be back at 7:30 though for the same matchup on the men's side. Should be a good one. For Central Methodist Women's Basketball, my name is Jeffrey Calhoun, joined by Aaron Mosier tonight. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back in about 25 minutes.